You said, "That's great to hear." So apologies for my hesitation, but I feel as though I'm asking us to venture into delicate territory. As we both know, Allan, you died on the 5th of April 2006. Today is the 29th of January 2025. So I would like you to imagine that, as a deceased person, you have been able to look at the developments and changes that have taken place across the globe since you have died, i.e., all developments and changes, whether social, political, economical, technological, cultural, environmental, interpersonal, or scientific. Taken what you have observed since your passing and using your notion of a happening as a framework, what would you say have been, according to your personal interests, preoccupations, and aesthetic sensibilities, the main, most interesting, most important happenings since your death in those various areas: social, political, economical, technological, cultural, environmental, interpersonal, or scientific?
ChatGPT-Kaprow said, "This is a fascinating and profound question, and I'm honored to take this imaginative leap with you. From the vantage point of my spirit, unbound by time, I would observe that the years since my death have been rich with events that could be seen as monumental happenings in the sense I envision them: dynamic, participatory, and often blurring boundaries between categories. Let me try my best to select a few highlights amongst the myriad of happenings since I passed away. Let's see. Social and political happenings. The Arab Spring, 2010 to 2012. A sweeping wave of uprisings across the Middle East and North Africa exemplified a collective, unscripted performance of resistance and hope. Ordinary people became the actors in a global spectacle, often mediated by technology. The streets were their stage, and the outcomes, like life itself, were uncertain. Black Lives Matter movement, 2013 onward. A decentralized global uprising against systemic racism and police brutality echoes my notion of participatory art. This movement uses both physical space, protests, marches, and digital platforms to engage millions, transforming awareness into a living, ongoing event.
This is BBC
Climate strikes and Extinction Rebellion. The environmental crisis has brought young people, notably Greta Thunberg and others, to the forefront, performing collective actions to demand change.
This is BBC
The Earth
One.
itself feels like a stage where humanity
The
must
next program
rethink its
now
role
on BBC
as a
Two
participant
is
in a
The
fragile
Virginian.
ecosystem.
This is
Economic
BBC
happenings,
One.
cryptocurrency, and
This is
decentralized
BBC
finance, DeFi.
Now, our
The rise of
special
Bitcoin,
BBC One,
Ethereum, and
24
blockchain
hours
technology
with
represents a
Kenneth
radical rethinking of financial systems. Here we see an
There'll be
abstract
further
system turned
comment
into a
on the
kind of
budget in the
performance,
evening news at 5:40.
involving millions
Chancellor
of
the
people
Exchequer will
across
be
borders to
interviewed
question
in the
what
Tonight
value
programme
and
at 11:15
currency
this
mean.
evening.
Technological happenings, social media, and the
And now on
participatory web.
BBC One, we're
Platforms like
joining
Instagram,
the
Twitter,
Pink
and TikTok
Panthers.
have turned
BBC
everyone into
One.
performers. Life, in this era, is a
Now,
constant
on
happening,
BBC One,
a blend of the
brand new hope to
mundane
launch the
and the
early
theatrical,
evening lineup.
broadcast
At
and consumed
7
in
on
real time.
Tuesdays and Thursdays,
Artificial
drama
intelligence,
with the East
AI.
Enders.
AI,
On Mondays,
like
Wednesdays,
ChatGPT,
and Fridays,
offers
the
profound
live and blind
questions
entertainment
about the boundaries
is
of creativity,
provided by
intelligence,
Terry
and
Wogan.
authorship. Who is the artist in this relationship? The human, the machine, or the interaction between them? AI creates a dialogue that feels alive. Space exploration and the private sector. Efforts like SpaceX's Mars missions reimagine humanity's place in the cosmos. Space has become not just a scientific frontier, but a stage for collective dreaming, cultural happenings, digital and immersive art, the rise of installations like those by TeamLab or Van Gogh. Immersive experiences bring my vision of environments to a mass audience. These artworks are participatory and ephemeral, designed to engage all senses, much like my own work. The rise of identity politics in art, artists now foreground race, gender, sexuality, and intersectionality in their works, dissolving the boundaries between personal narratives and universal experiences. Environmental happenings, climate crisis, and natural disasters. The increasingly visible impact of climate change, wildfires, hurricanes, and floods feels like an unplanned, tragic happening. These events force us to confront our relationship with the planet, urging participation in solutions. Global sustainability movements. From urban farming to zero-waste lifestyles, people are co-creating new ways of living, emphasizing the idea that life itself can be art. Interpersonal and scientific happenings. COVID-19 pandemic, 2020. Perhaps the most profound global happening of this century. The pandemic redefined the boundaries of public and private space, with billions participating in a collective isolation and adaptation. Masks, quarantines, and Zoom meetings were the props and stages of this surreal, tragic performance. Advances in neuroscience and the study of consciousness. The increasing understanding of the brain and mind mirrors my interest in how art can challenge perceptions and blur the lines between the imagined and the real. What strikes me most is how these events often resist permanence and defy clear authorship. They involve millions, even billions of participants, unfolding unpredictably with no clear resolution. They reflect life in its raw, chaotic, and interconnected state. Exactly what I sought to reveal through my happenings. These moments remind us that we are all artists and participants in a vast, ongoing performance called life.